Hello, my name is J.R. Morgan, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about hugelkultur beds, the benefits, how to make them, and then I'm going to walk you through the MIMS garden. I just had a workshop this morning, and I created a hugelkultur bed. So, the way to make a hugelkultur bed is by digging out about 1 to 3 feet. I dug around 1.5 feet, and in that area you want to put logs, branches, or you want to put logs down, and then on top of the logs you want to put branches, leaves, debris from your garden, and then on top of that you want to put soil and compost. So at the end you're gonna have a mound. It looks like a long mound. And you can go as high as you want, or not necessarily as high as you want, but you can go higher by adding soil and compost at the end. I didn't go too high because I didn't want it to look too awkward in the garden, but I'll still get the benefits out of it. And the benefits of doing this is, one, you retain water, and two, eventually all that debris breaks down and your garden bed gets the nutrients from all that breakdown. It's kind of like putting a compost pile on the bottom of your garden bed. So you can see how that can be beneficial. So how does water retain in this? So logs are a great way to retain water. If it's raining constantly, those logs are going to be retaining water. And then if you put branches and you put leaves and you put logs, now there's going to be little air pockets underneath the soil. And what those air pockets are going to do is it's going to create a little place where water can actually retain in. So those air pockets will be filled with water when it's raining heavily. I live here in Eugene, Oregon, where it rains a lot. So it rains a lot throughout the year, but we do get a little drought season, through the summer. So this is a great way that you can retain all that water throughout the rainy season, and then in the summertime, you won't have to be constantly going out and setting up a sprinkler. I mean, who likes setting up sprinklers, or having an irrigation system? And here in Oregon, we do get a lot of water, and water isn't very expensive, but it's still very important. I mean, you only appreciate water or understand the importance of water when your well dries out. California, for instance, is a place where there isn't much water, so this is a great practice that you can bring out there. In Zimbabwe, I just got back from Zimbabwe, and it's extremely dry out there. This is another good practice that can be used in Zimbabwe because they do get a little bit of rain. And even if you don't get much rain and you do go out and water your garden, now the water that you're putting into your garden bed is actually going to be retained in that hugelkultur bed, and it's not just going to go straight through. So, a place like Arizona or places that there are longer droughts, this is very, very a beneficial practice that you can bring and be able to help your plants thrive. And as I mentioned, the water, as I mentioned, all of these, the logs, logs take a little bit longer to break down, but the leaves and the debris, all that stuff's going to be adding nutrients to your garden. So it's very, very beneficial, and it's a sustainable garden bed. I mean, what's better than that when you're thinking of gardening? You have to constantly go out, either, like I said, set up a sprinkler or do these things. But why do all those things when you can just work with nature? So I'm going to walk you guys through over here to my garden, or to the MIMS garden, sorry. And so I've been working on this garden for about 2.5 years, and just like any other garden, there's been ups and downs and a lot of learning curves, and but yeah, I'm trying to create it to be more sustainable by adding more perennial plants and plants that go throughout, plants that live and not just annual crop. So here is actually the hugelkultur bed, and as I mentioned, it's just going to look like a mound, but you can see compared to this other garden bed right here how high that is. So yeah, I put logs underneath, I put debris, I put branches. Here's my compost. You see it's empty, compost area, because I put all of that compost, the older debris. This is my compost section. I put all of that in the hugelkultur bed. And then I also put all of the newer debris that I've been, you know, from cuttings from the garden, and, you know, leaves, old leaves from the kale, or, you know, different things from the garden that now I'm using to create this hugelkultur bed. And yeah, so I definitely recommend this for anyone that wants to have a sustainable garden bed and to help your plants thrive. Thank you, and you can check out my website, morganicroots.com. I'll be doing more workshops, more videos, and I'll be giving classes. So yeah, take care. And here's a little tip. This is a tip on water harvesting.